Father Sante Gattuso, Order of the Blessed Virgin Mary of Mercy. Son of Cataldo Gattuso and Maria dell'Aria, he was born in San Cataldo, Caltanissetta, Sicily, on August 6, 1893. He entered the Mercedarian order in Orvieto while still very young on January 19, 1907, and received the habit of the order as a novice exactly 1 year later on January 19, 1908. He made a simple profession on November 9, 1909. Brother Sante was later transferred to Rome, where he continued his middle and high school studies at the Apollinari and Nazareno. He then began studying philosophy in Rome and a year in Calgary, where he stayed from November 12, 1913 to July 15, 1914. He studied theology in Orvieto, where he also made his solemn profession on November 24, 1917. He received tonsure and minor orders in Orvieto, the major orders in Avellino, from the hands of Bishop Giuseppe Padula, who ordained him a priest on December 22, 1917. Father Sante Gattuso celebrated his first Mass on Christmas Day in the shrine of Carpignano. He was destined immediately to lend his priestly work first in the boarding school of Orvieto, Via Mercede, and then in the monastery of Nemi as master of postulants and vicar interim of the same house. Following the provincial chapter of January 1920, the new provincial, Father Adolfo Londe, chose him as provincial secretary, recalling him to Rome, where he took the opportunity to attend the higher studies of sciences and mathematics at the University of Rome La Sapienza, and was interested in collecting news for the history of the Mercedarian order in Italy. But, obedient to the commands of his superiors, on March 8, 1922, he left for the United States of America to work with other fathers of the province among the Italian emigrants in that nation. Animated by a true apostolic and Mercedarian spirit, he arrived at Ellis Island in New York on the 21st of the same month and began working in Youngstown, Ohio until January 29, 1924, when he settled in the near west side of Cleveland, Ohio. In this new location, among innumerable difficulties, he carried out his apostolate among the emigrants with self-denial to the point of building, in the following of them, the parishes of St. Rocco, with the later construction of a beautiful church, and that of Our Lady of Mount Carmel. He took care to found a house for local Mercedarian vocations, realizing, after the experiences made in Hudson and Berea, Ohio, the House of LeRoy, New York, St. Raymond Nonnatus Seminary, built according to the most modern pedagogical rules. He encouraged widespread devotion to the Blessed Virgin Mother, and in particular to St. Raymond Nonnatus, as patron of Christian mothers. After 34 years of fruitful work in the United States, on May 12, 1956, he was elected Master General of the Order in the General Chapter celebrated that year in Rome, Italy. In his first circular letter to the whole order, he outlined what he wanted to be addressed by his government, especially to the solution of two long-standing problems for the order, a revision of the constitutions, and a new house for the General Curia. But a serious illness forced him to stay longer in the United States, him finally reaching Rome on April 26, 1959. Solemnly taking possession of his office the following May 12th, he immediately set to work with enthusiasm, continuing the revision of the constitutions which, in the meantime, had been undertaken by a specially formed commission, and beginning the preparations for the construction of the House of the Curia from scratch. It was 3 years of intense work, so that, at the General Chapter of 1962, The constitutions could be discussed and approved by the order, while the new general house in Torre Gaia was in an advanced state of construction. In that chapter, he was appointed procurator of the order and vicar general of the same. He continued his work for the completion of the general house and for the good of the Mercedarian order. On December 12, 1963, he left Rome and, as apostolic visitor for the Mercedarian province of Chile, left for the United States, and then from Santiago, Chile, where he arrived on February 18, 1964. After 4 months of intense work, carried out in fulfillment of the high office conferred on him by the Holy See, he finally left Chile on June 19, 1964, and returned, very tired, to the United States in Cleveland, Ohio. There, feeling ill, he was admitted to St. John's Hospital, and 2 weeks later, as it seemed he was recovering, he suddenly gave his soul to God on July 18, 1964. His body, after a solemn funeral in which former Master General Father Alfredo Scotti, arriving from Italy, participated in, was buried in the local Cleveland cemetery. Rigid and severe with himself, Father Gattuso always knew how to understand, help, and encourage everyone, above all by his example, uncommon piety, and with a constant prayer. Wherever he carried out his work, he was able to earn the esteem of the ecclesiastical authorities, the clergy, and the people. Father Gattuso was able to face and solve all the situations that appeared to him in life, some of them really difficult, always aiming at the triumph of good. A great lover of the order, he took care of spreading the spirit and giving it prestige among the church authorities, from which he was intensely appreciated. With him, a significant Mercedarian personality has disappeared, who, with his enthusiasm, has been able to give rhythm and fervor to many initiatives for the good and progress of the Mercedarian order. Father Sante Gattuso, Order of the Blessed Virgin Mary of Mercy.